Hey, what is up, guys? It is... Oh, wrong shirt. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Hey, what is up, guys? It is me, Icy Movies, back with a brand new video, and I'm here for episode 3 of reviewing the Dragon Ball movies. So last time we talked about the first 5 movies in the Dragon Ball Z series, which is Dead Zone all the way to Cooler's Revenge, and I loved Cooler's Revenge. So let's see if any of these, movies 6 through 9, which is Return of Cooler all the way through Bojack Unbound, can top Cooler's Revenge. Return of Cooler is a direct sequel to Cooler's Revenge, and is about Cooler coming back to enslave Namek. Dende, being a Namekian, senses the danger on the planet and sends Goku and the others to see what's going on. When they arrive, they find out the Namekians are being enslaved by none other than Metal Cooler. He became Metal because after Goku blasted him into the sun, a piece of his body attached to an advanced computer chip that's been floating around in space for eons, and has been gathering these little pieces of metal to create a giant star called the Big Getty Star, which I thought was called the Spaghetti Star until I read the back of the DVD box. Anyway, so now Goku and his friends have to stop him from enslaving the Namekians. Okay, so as I said in my last video, that so far, Cooler's Revenge is my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie so far, and that Cooler is my favorite antagonist from the Z series so far. So this one has quite a lot to live up to. So, did it? I mean, like, it wasn't awful, but I didn't love it. It had a lot of problems, and let's talk about those. But first, let's talk about the things that I really enjoyed, because I like talking about the positives first. First off, Vegeta. He was excellent for his movie debut. This movie really picks up and gets a lot more interesting once Vegeta comes in. This isn't coming from any bias either. Like, I'm not the biggest Vegeta fan. He's not even in my top 5 favorite characters. But I really enjoy him, and I enjoy his dynamic with Goku, I enjoy his cool attacks, I enjoy his character development, but, you know, just to let you know, like, Vegeta coming in didn't save the movie for me. It wasn't, like, this big, awesome moment, but I do really enjoy Vegeta's debut. I also love Metal Cooler more than Full Form Cooler. Okay, I'm sorry, I know that's not as popular, but I don't know. I think Metal Cooler, he just looks awesome. Not the one that looks like the Wizard of Oz head, like the real one. I kind of meant the clones of Cooler. The one that are like all chrome, because everything is chrome in the future. And also, I did like the regeneration aspect of those clone Cooler things. I thought they were pretty cool. But as I said, to be fair, technically they aren't the real Cooler. Because the real Cooler is actually just a big head, and he's powering the Spaghetti Star. But that brings me to another thing that I really enjoy. They can fight as many, like, little strong Cooler clones as they want, but it doesn't mean anything unless they can take down the Spaghetti Star. So because this wasn't happening on Earth, and it was actually happening on another planet, but not just any planet, it was Namek, which is home to one of my favorite characters, Piccolo.
Hey, 1 minute, you. We've got an account to settle right now.
A little later, if you don't mind.
I felt actual stakes, because if Earth gets consumed, what are they gonna do? Everyone's dead. Because if Earth gets consumed, then they're just gonna bring it back easy peasy. But with Namek, you know, it's gonna be a lot harder, it's gonna take more time. So, you know, I felt actual stakes. Like, what if the tumor actually does, you know... Okay, so I don't think I explained this, actually. The Big Getty Star is gonna be a tumor, and it's gonna consume all of Namek. So they gotta stop the Big Getty Star before it consumes Namek, or it uses its energy. It's something like that. It's gonna destroy Namek and use it to become more powerful. That's kind of how a lot of Dragon Ball villains go. I'm just gonna assume it's like that because it seemed like that. Anyway, so I felt actual stakes because it's not just Earth, it's a different planet that, you know, could be destroyed. It's been destroyed before. Who knows? You can't have Dragon Ball without Earth, really, but you can have it without Namek, technically. I don't know. I sound pretty stupid now, because of course they're gonna try to bring it back, but I'm trying to create stakes. Dragon Ball doesn't have many stakes, and there's not much tension, because we know Goku's gonna prevail in the end, unless Toriyama does something cool and interesting. Fingers crossed. Now, that brings me to my really only problem in this movie, and that's the lack of Piccolo. I know he was in this movie for a little bit, but because of Vegeta's inclusion, there was a lot less Piccolo, and I felt like on a movie taking place in Piccolo's hometown, and these are Piccolo's people, I felt like he'd have more of a bigger role in this movie. Because Vegeta, I felt like if it wasn't Vegeta debuting in this movie, Piccolo would be taking Vegeta's place. Now, as much as I like Vegeta coming in this movie, I felt that should have gone to Piccolo. Because, Piccolo gets a lot of cool fights on Earth, but I think, this one's taking place on Namek. Piccolo's gonna get some really cool fights. Nope. They leave it up to Goku and Vegeta, and that's what I was talking about earlier with the lack of stakes in Dragon Ball. Because they had this really cool thing set up where they could have Piccolo, finally coming in, and he steps in and he defeats the guy, and he's like, "Don't destroy my planet," or however Chris Sabat makes him sound, and he destroys Metal Cooler. But nope, they have to make Goku do it. Every time. It's going to be Goku. And if not Goku, it's going to be someone weakens him enough for Goku to finish him off or something, I don't know, or Goku makes somebody finish him off. I don't know. I love Dragon Ball. Don't get me wrong. It's one of my favorite shows ever. But the lack of stakes and the lack of, creativity they had, and it's a missed opportunity right here. Piccolo should have been there. He should have done much more. But instead, he was just chilling with everyone else as a prisoner. Or if he wasn't a prisoner, then I think he was just roaming around trying to find Metal Cooler. But he didn't really do anything in the long run. He just was there. And I didn't like that part. But what can you do? I guess that's a really big problem with this movie. Just a big missed opportunity. And I guess that's another reason I found this to be anticlimactic. This is also another small problem I had with the movie, but it ties in with the larger Piccolo theme. It's the ending was very anticlimactic. If someone pointed a gun to my head and said, "Tell me what happened at the end of the second Cooler movie," I would just die right where I stood, because I don't remember a thing. Because I'm pretty sure it was Goku destroys him and gets everyone off the planet in time. That's probably what happened. And I'm sure if I Google it or rewatch the movie or something, I'll figure it out. I'll know. I'm going to be 100% right. But if they did something like Piccolo saves his own planet, that would have been much better for me. I would have remembered that much more, and this probably would have been much higher on my list. But, oh well. That's what can you do? What can you do, I guess? I don't know. I thought this was a fine movie. Except for the exclusion of Piccolo. It was pretty good. It had a great concept. And the inclusion of Vegeta was awesome. But other than that, I don't know. Now let's skip to a movie that I actually liked, which is... First off, let me start by saying that Super Android 13 has a 2.8 out of 5 on Letterboxd. How could you people? This movie is awesome, start to finish. Right at the beginning, it's had some cool moments. It's got some cool family bonding.
Mom says she loves to shop so much because it's a stress reliever.
I wonder if it works.
Goku, stop daydreaming!
And at the very end, it's got a really funny joke.
Is it over? Not to the fist jumps. It's over.
And in the middle, action-packed! It's awesome. This movie is great. And the fact that it has a 2.5 sickens me. Look what you people done. You ruined my hair that was already ruined. Can't believe you people. So for those watching that gave it a bad review, I hope you're watching this and with an open mind, and you think, oh man, I should probably go back and I should probably watch this movie because it's probably a really good movie. And then I'll be like, yeah, it is a really good movie. And then you'll watch it and you'll be like, dang, I see movies, and that was a very good movie. And then I'll be like, yeah, I know. Because it is. It's a great movie. I thought it was awesome. This is one of my favorite movies in the series so far. And I'm going to tell you why right now, starting with the number one reason I liked it. First off, it's got Future Trunks. Future Trunks is so cool. Man's got a sword. He's all like, father. The inclusion of Future Trunks already makes me super excited, since he's one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball. His fights may not be the best in the movie, but it's still really cool, you gotta admit. And speaking of fights, not just Trunks, but everyone has some really cool moments, especially Goku. Goku does this thing with the Spirit Bomb, and I'm not gonna get into it right now, I'm gonna get into it in a little bit when I talk about the other fights, but it's very cool. The ending. Mwah! So good. I also like the lighthearted tone that this movie had. It kind of reminded me of the Cell saga, like Cell and Cell games and Cell's character. I really like Cell. Cell is most likely my favorite Dragon Ball Z villain. He's just really cool. He feels human and natural. He doesn't feel like this cartoony villain. And don't get me wrong, I love that. I love Frieza. He's at a close second for my favorites. But Cell just feels kind of like, I don't know. He's very intimidating because he's confident, but not like Frieza confident, but he's very powerful. So, you know, it's like this really nice in-between. But he also cracks like jokes and quips with the Z fighters and stuff. And he walks around West City. He destroys West City a little bit, you know, a little bit. But, you know, he's not like ruthless and mindless. He's obviously the smartest Dragon Ball Z villain. And I felt like Super Android 13 was very similar to that. He's got this southerner country accent, and he dresses like a trucker, you know? He's all like that. And his insults and funny quips are thrown back and forth.
You lecture me with your $30 haircut, Goku dies!
We'll see, you red ribbon redneck.
Ah! Dang it, boy, shoot! He's plumb loco if he's meaning to catch that with his bare hands. That boy's been out in the sun without his hat on for way too long.
And I thought that was really funny to me. I also thought the joke at the end was very good. I'm pretty sure Funimation just like made that up off their heads, like they did with the tractor joke in Super.
Satan punch!
Oh! I forgot my tractor!
Now, even though I did like that aspect of 13, I didn't really like his character as a whole. I didn't find him very intimidating until he turned into Super Android 13. You know, the blue one. His design, his voice, and attacks become much more threatening after he turns Super. So that was one problem I had with the movie, which was the lack of intimidation that the regular Android 13 gave off. And also the little one that kind of looks like the fractured prune guy. And the other one, I can't think of a funny joke for him. He's just ugly. Also, another problem I had with this movie, I don't know if this counts as a problem with the movie, but I didn't like it. And that was personally Goku getting punched in the nuts. It's one of the few times I really like connected with Dragon Ball on this high of a level. Like, you know, usually when someone gets punched, they're so beefy and buff. You know, like me, not to brag, like not, you know, like me. But, anyway, so Goku, when he gets punched, you know, it's just like and he's like, you know, it's like, oh. But this time, it was different. Because it was like, I can feel that, emotionally. The shriek of pain he felt. It hurt. It hurt, man. And I'm going to stop talking about Goku's nuts now. I'm going to get to the next part of the review. So, I guess that was my only problem, but I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it really picked up once Super Android 13 came into play, especially because of that ending. Now I'm going to talk about the ending. So what happened is Goku, he takes the Spirit Bomb and he absorbs the energy from the Spirit Bomb, and then he punches a hole right through Super Android 13. And then Super Android 13 is like, oh, and then he dies. I thought that was awesome. That was so cool. It was really like a whoa moment for for me. Like Dragon Ball, I said earlier, it doesn't have many stakes. But the thing that keeps Dragon Ball going, I think, for me at least, I don't know if this is the same for anyone else, is the cool fights. I don't really focus on the story. That's not to say that I don't like the story, but I feel like that's one of the weaker aspects of Dragon Ball lately. But the fights are much better than the ones in Z. They're much more entertaining to me. The villains are so scary. They're like gods. So it's crazy to me. And a lot of moments in Super really make me go, whoa, that was awesome! But there are a lot of moments in Dragon Ball that make me go, whoa, oh my god. And these movies have given me a couple of them, like in Cooler's Revenge, and in this one, because I thought that was so sick. I loved it. So, in all, just like Krillin said at the end of this movie,
That was so awesome!
so if you were someone who gave this a low review, please go watch this again, and hopefully your mind will change, because it's really good. You know, I feel like this is one of the underrated ones. This one isn't talked about that much. It's incredible. So now on to the one that is the complete opposite, which everyone loves, but I really don't, which is... Really? This is the most popular movie in the Dragon Ball Z franchise? This one sucks. It's boring. But whatever, let's talk about it. So, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, is a film, one of the four. It's about a man named Paragus. He wants to get revenge on Vegeta. Because back before Frieza blew up their planet, their dad, King Vegeta III, tried to assassinate Broly. So Paragus finds this out and he gets really angry. But before you know it, Planet Vegeta is destroyed. So Broly creates a force field that saves him and his dad, and then they begin to just float around in space until they land on a planet. And then much later on Earth, which is like current Dragon Ball Z time, Paragus arrives on Earth and he asks Vegeta to come to this planet and rule over the whole planet after he destroys the legendary Super Saiyan. But Vegeta doesn't know who the legendary Super Saiyan is, and the movie kind of built it up as to we don't know who the legendary Super Saiyan is, but we did. It was Broly, because it's in the name of the movie. But whatever. So the plan to bring Vegeta to the new planet and name it the new Planet Vegeta, what they call it, Planet Vegeta the Second or something, I don't know. It was all a ruse. Paragus made it up, and he's going to try and get Broly to kill Goku and Vegeta. It was supposed to be only Vegeta, but Goku came because they need Goku in this movie. They need Goku in every movie, apparently. But not only is Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, a problem, Paragus put Vegeta on a planet that has a meteor heading straight for the planet that's bigger than the planet, and is going to blow up and destroy the entire planet. With Vegeta and Broly and Goku and everyone besides Paragus are gonna be destroyed with it. So this movie was very average. I don't know, it's just kind of Besides Broly and a few scenes, there's really not that much that I can remember. I remember why Broly hated Goku so much, which was because, you know, since they were babies, Broly became traumatized because Goku was crying so much in the little pod crib thingies on Planet Vegeta.
Yeah, I think so. But he's a feisty one, all right. Listen to him wail. That's the spirit.
Look, he's making Paragus' son cry.
You don't see that every day.
That's really stupid, but okay, sure, yeah. Something that upsets me about this movie is a big wasted opportunity, much like with Piccolo in Cooler's Revenge. It was like Broly was set up so much, and then he's just kind of this big green fighting machine. He's kind of lame. I don't know, I didn't like him too much. I thought it was pretty boring. I did like how Broly's character had the potential, I just didn't like how they didn't use the potential at all. I mean, the idea of a legendary Saiyan who survives Frieza's attack, it's a really cool concept, and to be fair, DBZ Broly isn't all that bad, I guess. I mean, a lot of his moments were very dull, but he did put up a fight. He was a lot like other villains. I guess the thing that just upset me more than the other villains is that the other villains didn't have that much of a backstory. They just had like 2 or 3 minutes of who they were, and that's it. But most of this movie was setting up Broly and the legendary Super Saiyan, and he just kind of acted very similar to everybody else. He just he plowed through everybody. And there was one cool thing I liked. He mercilessly just killed his dad. Like, his dad was in a pod, and he's all like, "Thanks, Dad, but it's getting a little snug in there," or... That's the big green dub. He doesn't say that in the actual one. I watched too much big green dub, because I found some clips online, and they're really funny. I've been using it throughout my videos. The big green Broly sucks.
And here's my son. He too is at your service.
My name is Brawly, Majesty.
Go! Kakaroto! Go! Kakaroto!
And are you another eager soul who wishes only to die? Leaving? Great idea, Dad, but it'd get a little snug in there.
Anyway, so he picks his dad up, but he crushes the pod. He throws it right into that meteor that was going to crush the planet. And it was so cool for me. I loved seeing it. But other than that, he's just kind of this dull character. So after writing this review, I've gone through a bigger character arc than Goku has throughout the entire series. And I have realized why people like this movie so much. And it was the potential that Broly had. His backstory could be perfect if there are just like a few touch-ups. And that's exactly what happened in the future installment with Broly in it. Not Broly Second Coming or Bio Broly, but I'm talking about the new Super Broly movie, which came out last year, and it was very good. And I'm very excited to talk about that one again. But if you can't wait, if you're as excited as I am, there's a video on my channel where I talk about the Broly movie. But that was when I was like a pretty little baby boy Dragon Ball fan, and now I've watched all of Dragon Ball. I've watched all these movies, and I really understand Broly's character a lot more, and I have a lot more to say about this movie now. But not this movie, not Super Broly. Anyway, we'll get to that. So overall, I guess I can see the appeal of Broly, but I didn't like him. It just wasn't, it wasn't that good. It was like suitable, it was fine for me, just average. So, on to the next one, which I am so excited to talk about, because this one is so cool. It's another underrated gem, because no one talks about this movie or villain, just like Super Android 13. And I'm so pumped. Let's talk about it. Bojack Unbound, baby! Yeah! So at the time when I wrote this, Bojack Unbound was my second favorite Dragon Ball movie ever. But now that I have watched all the Dragon Ball movies, I have rated it as number 5. Number 5 out of, well, how many was it? 19? That's really good. That's really good still. Bojack Unbound is one of the few 5 out of 5 movies in the Dragon Ball series, and I absolutely, positively love this movie. It's sick. I'm not even that big of a Gohan fan, and I love this movie. And Gohan was sick in this movie. My hair is so ruined because I'm so excited about Bojack. Woo! So Bojack Unbound is about a blue guy named, you guessed it, Bojack. Nope, not that blue guy, this blue guy, Bojack. He's an evil leader of the Galaxy Soldiers, but they were contained and locked away in King Kai's planet. But because Goku did the little teleport thing to stop Earth from being blown up by Cell, and he teleports to the King Kai's planet, you remember that from the show? Anyway, so King Kai's planet blows up, and that releases all of Bojack and his little minions. And now that Goku's dead, who's gonna stop him? I'll tell ya, Gohan! Woo! Okay, so I didn't really like Kid or Teen Gohan. I thought he was cool in the Cell Saga. But my favorite is Adult Gohan You know, the one from Boo and Great Saiyan. I really like him. I really like him so much. But I didn't care too much for Gohan when he was a kid. But this movie makes me love Kid Gohan so much more. He's awesome. Because Gohan is very different from Goku. Like he fights kind of the same. He looks kind of the same. But his character all around is different. He has different motivations for fighting. He's not just, I want to see how strong this person is, like Goku is. He's more, I don't want to fight unless I absolutely have to. So he's a little weaker. So whenever he gets a fight, it kind of feels like an underdog story, and it's awesome. So first I'm going to start with the negatives, much like I did with Cooler's Revenge, because like that movie, there really aren't many. My only complaint is the only thing keeping it from being my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie is Bojack. I mean, I don't know, I thought the entire movie was awesome, except for his character. He did cool things, but he's overall not very memorable. He doesn't have much of a backstory like Broly did, and he's not, he doesn't have this charisma like Cell or Cooler or anything. He's just kind of big and evil. But it's okay because the rest of the movie was awesome. This is just the one thing keeping it from being one of my favorite, like my absolute top 3 favorites. This would probably be in the top 3 if Bojack was just a cooler character. Cooler, like Cooler, because he's a cool character. I'm funny. So because Bojack wasn't that cool a villain, this movie had to make up for it with its awesome and memorable moments within the movie. And boy, did it do that. I'm going to talk about the 3 that stuck with me the most, because there were a lot, but I'm going to talk about the main 3 that made me jump out of my seat. The first moment that I liked wasn't really just a moment, it was more of like a whole scene. It was really the first half of the movie. Like, Bojack isn't even in or barely talked about for the majority of the movie. He's just kind of chilling, and then he'll show up randomly later. But for now, there's this tournament going on, and the tournament it's got all these cool characters that I like seeing fight. Like Piccolo, he sort of fights Krillin, Tien fights Trunks, and much more. Sadly, Yamcha gets eliminated. It was funny, but I just want to see my man Yamcha do his Wolfang Fist again. Is that too much to ask, Toriyama? Or I don't know if Toriyama's involved in this movie. Whoever's directing. But, it was just a fun martial arts tournament. There was no villain, there were no stakes. It's just a fun little martial arts tournament set up by Mr. Satan. And it made for some great humor, and Mr. Satan, he's always hilarious, so it's always nice to see him. The second thing that really stuck to me was during the Bojack fight when Goku appeared. In almost every Dragon Ball Z movie so far, I'm pretty sure in every single one, Piccolo will show up out of nowhere. Just as Goku or Gohan, mostly Gohan, are about to be defeated, Piccolo just shows up and he's like, I heard you needed some help. And then he fights, and then he saves Gohan. Every time.
Gohan!
Thanks, Piccolo.
Huh? Piccolo's here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him.
Piccolo!
Hey, what's up?
It's crazy! But this time, Goku shows up and he saves Gohan, which I thought was awesome.
My son needs my help!
You can't go, Goku! You're dead!
Wake up! The world is depending on you, Gohan.
So Goku, being dead, he breaks the rules of the afterlife, and he comes down, and he saves Gohan. He punches Bojack, and it doesn't really hurt him, but it distracts him enough for Gohan to get out and plan a next attack. And I thought that was awesome, because Goku sent right back to the afterlife. And when people say, Goku isn't a good father, his real father for Gohan is Piccolo, it makes me so mad. I love Piccolo. He's on my shirt. He's so cool. But the real father is my boy, Goku right here. Goku is a great dad, and this is one of the many examples as to why he cares about his kids. He just saved his child's life. He's a great person. Love you, Goku. Love you! The third thing that stuck out with this movie is when Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2. This is when Super Saiyan 2 was pretty new, since this is like the Cell games. So it was a really cool moment to watch. And that's when Gohan really got the upper hand. He's so cool in the scene. It's like this big power struggle. First, Bojack was just kicking everybody's butt. But then Gohan got Super Saiyan 2, and then he was the unstoppable one. And that's something I also really enjoy about Dragon Ball. You know, like, yeah, there are some close matches, but I love when, like, something happens, and then, you know, the tides just, like, completely flip. So Gohan is now super powerful, and there's no way he can lose now. So I thought that was really cool. And so what he does is Bojack sends his henchmen to go kill Gohan, to go stop him after using Super Saiyan 2. And what Gohan does is he slices them in half with his hand, his bare hand. I don't even think he makes like a spirit sword or anything. He just, and then they're cut in half. It's crazy. Those either must be some really weak guys, or Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is stronger than we thought, or it's just not canon and, you know, it just makes for a cool effect. But I like to think, like, you know, fits in with the story. But I thought it was an awesome moment. I very much enjoyed that scene. Now, I said I didn't like Gohan in the last episode, but that was before I saw this movie. And I didn't mean I didn't like him. I meant I just prefer the older over the younger Gohan. And now that I'm, like, seeing this younger version of younger Gohan, I really like it. But now that I'm seeing this version of young Gohan, I really like young Gohan now. He's really cool, especially in this movie. He was cool in the Cell games, I know, but, like, he was really exceptional in this movie. So, overall, I mean, Bojack may not be the coolest villain. He's not a character that will stick in your head very long, but this movie sure will. It's action-packed, it's funny, it's got great fan service for young Gohan fans. Well, I worded that wrong. Gohan doesn't get, like, naked. I mean, like, he's awesome in this movie. But even if you don't like Gohan that much, you know, like myself, you'll still very much enjoy this movie. So this concludes episode 3 of my Dragon Ball review series. And if you like this video, leave a like, comment. I know none of you will comment, and I know you guys are just gonna like because I asked you to. Over text or something. But to those who, like, actually, like, don't come from my channel and they watch this video, thank you so much. That means a lot, because, like, you know, I don't expect people to actually watch this. I don't even know why I'm making it. I guess because it's fun. I like talking about these movies, and hopefully some guy will come around and be like, hey, I saw your Dragon Ball movies. I really like that movie too. And I'll be like, oh, wow, that's cool. You know, but that's probably never gonna happen. But if you're, you know, I don't know, like my video at least, I want people to think I'm popular at school. I want my mom to be like, oh wow, Alex, you have a lot of likes on that video. And I'll be like, thanks, Mom, I know, I'm just popular, you know, no biggie. So if you want my quick thoughts on the entire series, if you click on the link in the description, I have, you know, all the Dragon Ball movies ranked and listed out of 5 stars. And it's completely updated, it's fully finished because I've now watched all the Dragon Ball movies by the time I've recorded this. And, you know, keep watching the whole series because at the end I'm going to do something really fun, and I hope you guys like it because I'm spending a lot of time on it. Me and my friends who I watch the series with, we're all doing this fun little project, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it. So, see you in the next video when I review the final 4 movies in the Dragon Ball Z series. Peace out. Gotta go this way. I need to... Oh, man.
Don't mind if I do!
Is it over? Not to the fist jumps. It's over.